Just have a very quick video today. We're going to be working on this Ensoniq SQ-80. The Ensoniq SQ-80 is my favorite synthesizer of all time. It was the first synthesizer that I was able to get my hands on as a teenager. And this Ensoniq was the first one. What we're going to do today is take this mechanical floppy drive out that I put in here probably 15 years ago, or maybe more, when the original drive failed. And it's been very reliable, but it no longer wants to read or write disks reliably. And I know that it won't be long before it won't read or write disks at all. What we're going to be doing today is pulling this out and replacing it with a solid-state floppy disk drive. So let's jump right in. First thing I'm going to do is put down some foam so I can safely tip the SQ-80 upside down. We're going to be focusing on this side. This is the left side of the keyboard. Got my trusty VH screwdriver. Just 4 screws, 4 large Phillips screws that hold this in. Okay, now that we have those screws out, I'm going to just very carefully tip this guy right side up. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we remove the 4 Allen keys that are at all 4 corners of the front panel. I've already done that. This thing just opens up like a car hood. You just gotta get your fingers under there and you'll feel a little bit of resistance, which is okay. Give it a firm pull and it'll pop right open. And it exposes all of our innards. In another video, I'll cover how to remove and replace the sliders. You'll notice that I have replacement sliders here. These are a really nice kit that we offer. I really like them because they're flush with the slider channel as opposed to protruding like the originals did. They don't have a fader cap that can fall off, so they're just really nice. And they will deal with issues where you have jumpy volume or inconsistent data entry, which is very common on these machines. Another thing that I'll cover in a future video is power supply. Power supply failures are very common in them. We'll go into that in a future video, so watch out for that. Okay, so now that we have this open, we should be able to just very carefully lift this up. Little force and it should come right up. Right away, there's a clip underneath here that's holding our IDC cable for our floppy drive captive. While you're holding it close to there, you want to undo that so you have a little bit more slack to move with. So using our scribe, we're just going to gently pry that cable loose off the back of the drive. You don't want to have to put any substantial force on this ribbon cable when you're pulling this out. Now we can disconnect the Berg power connector. Just kind of bend it aside so it stays out of the way. So there are 4 Phillips screws that hold the stock drive in place. Okay, so the 4 screws are out and it just lifts right up and out of there to the recycling, computer recycling graveyard. E-waste, I should say. These are the screws that come with the drive that you'll receive. They're stainless steel, and they use the same 2.5mm Allen key that you would use to get the top of your SQ-80 open. Just reconnect the power input on the drive is right here. Pin 1 is closest to the power. And pin 1 is marked on our ribbon cable with a red stripe. So that's pin 1. So you want to make sure that the red stripe goes into this socket closest to the power. Just get the pins lined up and then give it a firm push. And that's that. Now we'll remember to put our cable back in this little clip keeper. And then we can set the drive back into its home position, making sure that we don't pinch any of the cables. Before you put all of the screws back in, it's a good idea to pop the included USB into the drive and power it up. We just take our USB and pop it in the slot on the emulator. Click storage. And then go to disk and load. And then we can choose sysx, sequence, bank, program, depending upon what data is available on the particular disk image. This disk image is, let me pick one here. Let's see. Go to our Mad Scientist disk. All right. So there's a bunch of blanks on here on the included USB. And they're already pre-formatted. So you never need to worry about formatting new disk images. There's an easy way to copy blank disk images, basically replicating them. So you take one blank disk image, replicate it, and then save some data to it. But you can also pop the USB into your computer and very easily, using your computer's file system, just, copy disk image that way. So yeah, that's basically it. Now that we know that everything is working good, we can put our screws back in on the front and on the bottom and enjoy our silent operation, a lot more reliable than a traditional mechanical floppy disk drive. Thanks for watching.